Hello, everybody. My name is David Lynn. I would like to give you a 5-minute informational speech on industrial and organizational psychology. This is a career path that I've chosen to go into. I'm currently in college to obtain a degree in organizational psychology. I've done about 120 credits so far, and I'm going to continue with my master's degree as soon as I complete this bachelor's program. Um, Industrial organizational psychology is a very specific form of psychology, and it's not very widely known, so I just kind of want to give you a little information, and you can tell me what you think. Uh, Industrial organizational psychology is defined as the scientific study of working. Uh, IO psychologists are hired in order to utilize the scientific method to increase productivity in the workspace. According to the Society for Industrial and Organizational Psychology, this field is a cross between psychology and business. Industrial and organizational psychologists will often work for a large business corporation. They work for smaller ones too, but more commonly found in larger corporations. The IO psychologists work very heavily in policy planning. All of your equal opportunity, your sexual harassment, all the policies set for these types of programs will be run by your industrial organizational psychologist. Believe it or not, these programs have a very big impact on whether or not people are satisfied and working in a healthy type of atmosphere at their workplace. The second thing that they'll look at is the employee recruiting and selection. Any kind of testing or interviews that are conducted are all done by the industrial psychologist to properly fit people at their correct salary and at their correct position in the company. Another thing that they do is they work on training development. A big part of the company in uh, increasing productivity is making sure that people are adequately trained for their job. That and they'll also work on improving management. They work on the leadership very specifically inside of an organization, because leadership is what's going to improve the productivity overall. And they can also go the opposite way and really ruin the atmosphere in a company. Another thing they're going to do is take everybody's different work styles, different people working on different projects, and they're going to look at the big picture, right? And they're going to pull in all of the different work styles and synergize. You'll hear that word a lot. Synergize all these work styles into one big effort. The biggest thing that they're going to do, and it's kind of one of my passions, it has been for the last 15 years of my military career, is improving the productivity around the workspace. Basically, the idea behind increasing productivity is being able to take one employee, pay him a higher than average salary, and he will work harder than 3 underpaid and unhappy employees. So you do that using different training methods, like I said, the EO and the sexual harassment policies, um, and that way you really make them happier and produce more. And that works more for the company as well, because they can they can pay that employee more, and they also save more money that way. According to many psychologists in the field, the IO field is very challenging because you actually have to compare the science to the actual practice. Okay, for instance, I don't know if you've seen them, but a lot of people are starting to use stand-up desks at work. The idea behind standing up and working is that you're increasing the blood flow throughout your body and to your brain, and you can work more effectively. Not only that, but people who sit down at their desk are waiting. They kind of collect up all these tasks because they're waiting to go to the printer, they're waiting to go talk to somebody, they're waiting to go get forms. But if you're standing up, you're more likely to leave when you need it and get it now and continue working instead of getting held up. However, that sounds all great, but if you try to get 200 employees to go ahead and stand up during the day instead of sitting down in a nice comfy chair, they're not going to be happy with that. So you really have to balance the science of psychology with the actual practice. You're not going to be able to actually make people happy if you tell them they got to stand up and work all day. However, the industrial psychologist will come in and make them buy into the program. And once they buy into the program, it actually works. Another consideration that you have to take into consideration is the fact that a lot of larger companies work for international chains, or they have international partners, which are many employees and so forth. Both employees and customers that have different customs. We learned in our studies that you can't do different gestures and some things that might be considered rude in other countries. The industrial psychologist is also going to stay in tune with those customs and courtesies and make sure all the employees that are working with the international employees and partners are aware of those facts. But that's about all I have on my introduction and informational speech on industrial and organizational psychology. There's a lot more that goes into it, and if you have any questions, you can email me. Thank you.